Deadpool 3.
I don't have ideas. I'm creatively bankrupt, like all of Hollywood.
That's right.
Let's burn it all down.
It's a good joke. And then Hugh Jackman happens to be in his home. No. Presumably, good fun times in tequila.
That's right.
Gin or whatever he does.
One of them, Ryan Reynolds has aviation gin, and Hugh Jackman has another thing.
I have no
I
idea.
think he does.
Probably does.
Yeah.
Boss, Hugo Boss something.
Sure.
He's doing a Hugo Boss thing. And then, of course, it's revealed that he's going to be returning in the role of Logan, which we'll talk about how I guess in a minute. And then we get the logo of Deadpool and the Wolverine claw marks. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly mention as well on Big Sandwich this week, we moved up our movie commentary. We've done Deadpool 2. We thought,
right.
well, let's do Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And there's actually a scene in that movie, which people might have seen, again, resurfacing on Twitter, where he goes to visit X-Men Origins Wolverine. He speaks to young Hugh Jackman and he goes, I'm gonna come knocking on your door to play Logan again.
That's right.
So be ready and whatever.
The circle is complete. The prophecy is true.
I think this was always going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think Hugh Jackman was lying when he told us he was done with the character of Wolverine.
And just before we get back into that,
Yeah.
I've just remembered that something I was going to say at the start of this episode. This week, upcoming on the 9th Stupid Old Pod Fest, our friends over at Stupid Old Studios are running a little fundraiser to keep get their studio up and running.
Amazing.
Big time supporters of Australian comedy and Australian podcasts and all sorts of stuff. So they're running 10 hours of live comedy podcast streaming all on one day. And I will be part of Sam Peterson's podcast, Confessions of the Idiots, along with Michelle Brazier and Broden Kelly.
Wow.
Special guest. That's right, special guests.
You're the least funny person on that.
I know, but we're all equally good friends. So that counts for something. But if you want to check that out, you can either watch it live on the day, or if you buy a ticket, stream it after the fact. You just go to sospresents.com.
Very cool.
Right
I will be tuning in for some of that, but not all of that, Mason.
Terrific.
A bunch of fantastic podcasts. Check out the lineup if you could, Mason.
I won't.
Check it out. If you
Okay, I'll check it out.
Excellent stuff.
You go on, Plumbing the Death Star. Don't you know who I am? Two in the think tank. Kentucky Fried Chat and Pop Gaze. Who Knew It? With Matt Stewart.
Who Knew It with Matt Stewart?
That's right.
That's a new one.
It is.
Great stuff, Mason. And if there was a second trailer. Did you see the second follow-up trailer?
Oh yes, well they allege to answer a lot of questions about the various continuities and questions that
how is this happening?
How is this happening? All the questions the viewers have, and you know, instead of bloody answering them, they pretend they're going to bloody answer them, and then some music goes to the top and drowns out their bloody answers. I tell you that they're a bit of a joke there.
There was some lip reading. It's mostly been deciphered, and it's just like, and there's an explosion, and then there's a fight and whatever. So there's nothing actually there.
Okay, right.
It was said that he wanted to do it Rashomon style at one point. Do you remember he said that a few years back?
Oh, I don't remember that, but so each character would have their own interpretation of events in the movie? Okay, sure.
And the other one is...
Or just black and white and a murder.
And the other thing, it was going to be a road trip movie.
Right.
At one point as well.
And you theorised that it was going to be Deadpool and the actor Hugh Jackman.
I would love that.
That's your theory, right? Yeah.
Also, we've got a video out, Mason, a few weeks back. It's called 6 Marvel Characters in the MCU Can't Move. You stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, what did I say?
You said in this video, well, Hugh Jackman said he's never going to fucking move. And I said, no, all it says there is, this comic aged well. Oh, this aged like, actually he is coming back. Oh, I don't know if you heard, this video's out of date now because Deadpool... I live in the future, you fucking idiot. I live where you live. I don't live in this video. What are you, fucking stupid? Is your brain broken?
James, you live in that video. You're in that video.
I feel like I'm in this fucking video.
Anyway, Rob the Space Knight is a copy, is a toy character, and they lost the rights to the characters, so you can't see you in the video.
Here's one. Hugh Jackman is done with being Wolverine. Hugh Jackman will be back as Wolverine in Deadpool 3, which was set up in Deadpool 2. Thanks, comment from 4 hours ago. Really great.
This is all engagement, James. I think it's good.
I know, but there's part of me is like, leave a pinned comment that's like, hey, shut up.
Oh, nice.
Another part of me is like, this video is doing well. And do I just let this ride?
You'll find me if I stay here.
This just didn't age well.
Guardian, and it's an old one. It'll be like, this is an article from 4 years ago. Like, it's right at the top, so you know.
Yeah.
So you don't, you know.
Exactly. This one says, Hugh is back, 2 laughing faces.
Oh, so they're weakened.
If only they could have anticipated you and Ryan. This is your fault, by the way.
I know.
That, yeah.
You did it on purpose.
This didn't age well, and it's only been a week. Hugh Jackman is back. Rumors Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3, and the comment underneath is there's no rumor that's been confirmed.
Can you on YouTube can you censor any comments that have a specific word in them?
Yes.
Or just get rid of Wolverine.
This video didn't age well. Hugh Jackman retired. This quote aged well. He's done with Wolverine. We'll see.
James, just mute the words Wolverine, Logan, Hugh Jackman, aged future video, quote.
Guess I grabbed everything useful.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. The Hugh line. The Hugh Wolverine line is especially hilarious now. Hugh Jackman done with Wolverine.
Especially hilarious?
Especially this aged well.
James, we're doing too many riffs, and by riffs I mean you going slowly insane over looking at comments on one of your own videos.
You're right. Let's move forward. Anyway, they also mentioned in the video that Logan is set in 2028.
Yeah.
So it could be set before Logan.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think there's going to be, I think there'll be a glib remark as to when this is happening.
Of course there'll be,
This is
yeah,
happening.
that's right, yeah.
Or
Still
snatching out of
bleeding.
time, or not even.
Gotta patch
Yeah.
myself up.
I mean, he's not going to be sad Wolverine. He's not going to be sad Wolverine from Logan.
He's dying.
It is, yeah. It's just
Maybe we'll get clone Wolverine from Logan.
yeah, maybe.
Mean clone Wolverine. Get the
Wolverine.
wrong one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I want it to be Hugh Jackman as Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be it. Because people will be mad for it.
But again, like the entire in the comic books we've had an old man Logan, and we've had that character jump to the present day, and we've
Yeah.
had it's the idea that you can't enjoy the saga of Wolverine from X-Men 1 to Logan. You can't enjoy that anymore because the movie came out afterwards where he's having a fun adventure. That's all it's to me.
Yeah.
Like it's you can have that epic story.
Gotta get out of here before I'm outgunned.
Be like, and I know it's because they've tied the character in the actor,
Yeah.
but he wants to do another one, so let him do another one.
Money.
Money,
Yeah.
$50 million probably, and all the animation didn't convey them.
It should be nuts.
Yeah, it'd be bad for your paws. But dry out your paws.
And he doesn't want to So he's going to be in the costume, right?
What if he's in that yellow costume?
Oh, the one
they teased in the Wolverine? Yes.
That one. Now, give him the spandex.
Has he ever had the
Never.
the big wings on the head? No.
Never. Nothing.
I reckon I'll do that one. Because
What?
that one looks like, that one meshes with the Deadpool aesthetic and it looks
Operation
like the
Track
X-Men
Crack,
costumes.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's Deadpool.
Yeah, but yeah, go on
The
something
closest thing
as
would
the
probably be
answers.
that they've done is...
Meaning could be taking place
There's
anywhere.
the X-Men movie. It's
That's
got
nice.
yellow lining.
Yeah.
And I guess the Days of Future Past.
Yeah. He never really learned it. I reckon it's going to be that one, if I had to guess. Because this is going to be all about, and people are already mad, this is going to be about fan service. Everybody out there who's mad, this is going to be every bit and every joke that people have made about Wolverine,
Yep.
and all the stuff from the comic books that people like. Why has he never done this, or why has he never done that, or
Yeah.
why has he never worn this costume? They're gonna put that in this movie.
I completely agree. Yeah. And Wolverine's going to be like, I'm having a bad time of this.
Mm.
I'm not loving the jokes that this guy's making.
right.
I'm serious.
Mm.
And Deadpool will be like, look at my balls.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And we will all stand as one and cheer.
Mulder's still out
Now,
there
John
somewhere.
Krasinski also said
But I've
something
un-
afterwards, like, is this my movie as well? Apparently he's also
High-ranking Nazi officers, highly secure
Oh, yes.
fortress.
Do you think, because I know he
Shouldn't
really
be a problem.
apparently at least looked into it.
Fabian
Like,
Richter.
torching Deadpool.
He's on Eloise kill list and is beating his guest.
Fantastic.
We will
Lucky
certainly get
him.
some multiversal punching. So
Yeah.
now that the multiverse
Or
is
not,
on the table,
does it have to be multiverse, or can it just be open the door and somebody's standing there?
that's exactly right. Yeah, no, I think
There's no time
yeah, I don't
limit.
think there'll be any. I don't necessarily think there'll be any portals or anything. I wouldn't even rule out the thing that they do at the Oscars or the MTV Movie Awards or whatever, where he just walks through the set, like behind the scenes of the set, and he talks to the grip or whatever.
Do you think they're allowed to break the continuity and the fact that the realism of the MCU?
Yeah.
To be like, this is a movie and you're watching movies.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're watching movie.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Only if they point to the screen and go, "This is the MCU," and you're watching movie.
But like in terms of like,
Yeah.
can he break the illusion?
Yeah.
Of
Well,
it.
Jennifer Walters can.
Yeah, that's
and maybe
true.
that's.
But you never walk behind the steps.
Yeah.
Well, that is certainly true.
So I think if anybody could do that, he could.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like She-Hulk is kind of been a soft launch.
Yeah.
You can talk to the audience if you want.
In the
So,
MCU,
yeah.
specifically, yeah. Well, she was the comic book character that did it. She did it before him. Didn't
Yes, she
yeah.
did, yes.
Wow. I'm still mad about that, but it is what it is.
Hmm.
Ultimately, though, this is good and interesting. I feel.
I think it's good.
Why
and
not?
interesting.
And I think it leaves. I'm hoping that. And we talked about Deadpool 2 because we talked over it. As
That's
mentioned,
right.
it's linked below if you want to check it out.
We didn't talk about it.
No. But what I like Deadpool 2 better than Deadpool 1 because the budget is bigger and they're allowed to be like, here's the Juggernaut, here's Cable, here's a huge action sequence. He's a huge action sequence.
Yes.
There's some really good action in that movie, and just the expanding roster of weird characters, and they bring in X-Force and they kill them all immediately.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do now with a budget and a world like this, and to open it up even more. I think he's talking about DC movies in there. It's like, this is the DC, it's dark like
Sure.
the DC universe.
Maybe
Whatever.
this time he'll mention the Image universe.
I would love, or the Malibu Comics universe.
Oh, Malibu Stacy.
Yes.
The action figure from
The Simpsons. Yes. So I just think, that could also blow up in their face.
Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening, or Hugh Jackman, if you're listening, or our friend Hollywood Pete, who knows Hugh Jackman,
Yes.
he's
Can't
listening.
find anything
Our
else.
song,
Please.
if we could request a reference to Malibu comics, specifically the Malibu Ultraverse,
Okay.
Prime, Firearm, Prototype,
Now,
Mantra,
we've got one message that we can pass on.
all of
Do you
this.
think maybe we should have thought of a thing
No, it's too late.
together?
No, that's fine. That's what we want. That's what we want, James.
I don't think
You brought it up.
some of those might not be real as well.
Maybe I'm making them up. Maybe I got the names wrong. I can't remember.
So this actually has a release date. That was one of the gaps in the MCU.
One of the mysterious ones we were like,
Which we knew it was coming. We didn't have the release date of it. So it's September 6th, 2024. So this is 2 years away, which seems like a good amount of time. Sean Levy, who's directed the one where
his
Ryan
own dad
Reynolds
fight a
meets
space
his
fighter.
He's got a lightsaber, but it's not a lightsaber.
Lightsaber thing, yeah. Did he also do Free Guy?
Free Guy, he did Free
Okay,
Guy
right.
as well. So
He did Free Guy and I'm My Own Dad, Laser Space Fighter.
Mark
Father.
Ruffalo's also my dad.
Right, Mike Ruffalo's my dad.
Terrific stuff. There you go.
There's an evil lady, there's two evil ladies. And they're the same lady, but one's in the
One's
past.
de-age, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Should we move forth?
Yes.
Huge tech companies in America, Mason, they pay next to nothing in taxes.
What? Boo!
Yeah, boo. Meaning that they barely give anything back to society. The society that makes them rich.
They seem very bad.
I agree. Now, they might not do a lot of giving, but I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
They sure do a lot of taking.
That's the opposite of giving.
I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about how these tech companies enrich themselves by taking your personal data.
How dare they?
Agree.
It's my data.
They grab your website history, your email metadatas, and your video searches to create a detailed profile on you. They sell that off to the highest bidder.
Well, I say get your hands off all that stuff.
I agree. Companies aren't just selling products anymore, Mason. They're selling you specifically and people listening to this.
I want to be sold.
This
You have
guy's
the
gotta
cops
make some
to
peace
look
from
for.
cover
I
cover.
want to be a man.
Well, Mason, to protect your identity,
I want to be a man.
you can be a man.
Okay, great.
And to protect your identity and data from these tech giants, I highly recommend using ExpressVPN every time you go online. Now think about all the websites you visit. Facebook, Twitter, Google. Everything you do and say online is tracked by these giant corporations. Using your public IP address, they can uniquely match your activity and know your location.
Not a fan of that.
Agreed. ExpressVPN makes you anonymous online by camouflaging your IP address and replacing it with a different secure IP of your choice.
Nice.
ExpressVPN also encrypts all of your data so that it's protected from hackers and anyone else that's trying to spy on you. And what I like most about ExpressVPN, and this is
Go
what
on.
I like most, it's how easy it is to use. Just download the app on your phone or computer, tap one button, and you're protected.
Whoa.
So, if you're like me and believe in your internet data belongs to you and not to greedy corporations, then ExpressVPN is the answer.
Yeah.
You can actually protect your data with the #1 rated VPN provider today by visiting expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet to get 3 months free on a one-year package.
Goodness.
That's expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet. expressvpn.com/weeklyplanet to learn more. And Mason, you can be a man again and not a product.
Yeah. I'm a man.
He's a man. Hugh Jackman. Big
He's
Hugh
known for his
Jackman.
perfect jumps, isn't he?
He really is. Gonna blow out of me, but bloody won't, mate. So I want to talk about actors who said they'd never do a particular role.
A bit of never say never again, you might say.
That's definitely going to be on the list today, Mason. Now, because I want to determine like what's the reason for an actor to come back, but it's always money.
Still
Whichever
bleeding.
one.
But how
sometimes-
much money?
How much money, which I have,
And how much drama?
How much-
And how much fight? How much do they hate the studio? And who do they hate specifically working in the studio? Is there a kid who lives next door who's mean to them, and they're like, well, I'm going to show you, kid.
Exactly.
No?
These are all
That's
great
right.
points. So for the first, let's start with Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Good as any. So for the first X-Men movie, he made a paltry $500,000.
Embarrassing.
This is
for
all
him.
USD, by the way. For the second,
Is that more than some? That would be more than some. Like, what did Chris Evans get? Something
it
like.
was something like 390,000
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I think Hemsworth got about 300,000 for Thor as well.
Nothing
Now
else.
they're like 15,
Yeah,
20.
but they hadn't been in Paperback Hero, obviously.
No, that's true. So that, obviously he was relatively unknown. Like he was known a little bit in Australia.
Yeah.
He'd done stage performance, etc. It's supposed to be Dougray Scott. We've talked about it. They wanted Russell Crowe, and Russell Crowe also recommended Hugh Jackman apparently. But he ended up getting $1 million for the second X-Men movie.
Nice.
Which also makes sense because it's an ensemble, and they're still like, who's the breakout?
Yeah,
That's
right.
obviously him. And the third movie, X-Men, got $5 million. Now, Origins of Wolverine, which is a movie.
The good one.
Yes, the good one, which is a movie I'm researching for another thing, which I don't want to talk about as well yet, Mason. He actually made $20 million for that.
Wow.
Which is incredible because that, I guess,
That's the worst one.
it's the worst one, and that and it also makes sense because outside of him, like who are the stars of that?
Exactly. The premise was going to be we're going to do X-Men Origins and all the other heroes, but that was very pie in the sky in the sense that who else has an origin?
A lot of things they don't. Yeah.
And it doesn't translate well necessarily.
They didn't try though either, did they?
No, that's true. Yes.
They mashed a few of them together in X-Men Origins, whatever it is.
Yeah.
First class. But then they just turned those into boring X-Men movies.
Good.
Yeah. Now he actually took a pay cut for Logan to make it R-rated. But he also, I think he got a back-end deal on that, so he said, I'll never do it again, and now he's back. Presumably for the standard fee for something like this is about $20 million.
Sure is. Yeah.
Now, I do think...
An unfathomable amount of money.
But I think he likes to do this stuff so he can do Broadway stuff as well.
Right.
And smaller projects where he's doing Broadway stuff on theatres.
Or doing one of those
In the
ones where
movie
he's a
theatres.
man in a suit and he's a senator. And
Yeah.
they're like, you've done some stuff, Senator, and we know. And he's like, well, you...
You don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know. I actually know more things than you.
Yeah, then he goes to jail probably.
He does a few of those. The clean-shaven Hugh Jackman look.
Yeah, he does a lot of that, doesn't he? It's odd seeing him like that.
Or that one where he reminisces about his dreams or his...
Oh, where he thinks about his memories.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes.
Reminiscence?
Yeah, reminiscences.
I'm meaning to watch that.
Reminiscences.
I'm reminiscing.
I'm reminiscing about it in.
Help, I'm stuck in the reminiscing machine.
Oh, no.
It's reminiscing my memories.
But if we pull you out, you'll die in real life and also in your memories.
Also
We
in
can't
your
do that, so you're going to have to go through your memories.
Nah, just open it, I reckon. Let me out.
Oh, that worked. Well, good night. See you tomorrow.
Alright. Do you mind if I take a drink from the fridge?
Well, normally I'd add it to your tab, but it's fine. You just take that one. I'll write it off. It's fine.
You did get caught in the reminiscing machine.
That's true, yes. Yeah. You waive your right to a lawsuit if you take a drink, though.
It's an interesting one. This is Linda Hamilton.
Okay, so the revelation there is he just wants to do this again.
Yeah,
To pay for his-
and money.
And money, okay, sure.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But I think he likes it. I think he does love it, like, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the role that made him famous.
Yeah.
So,
And I
know.
think also...
I mean, a lot of these
Yeah.
are the role that made them famous. to
I'm
be fair.
sure, and I feel like, again, we don't know Jackman from Bloody Mary Soap, but I feel he just likes palling around on set.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you want to pal around with your pal Ryan Reynolds?
They're pals.
Mr. Ryan Reynolds, you know.
Always hanging
Because they
out.
haven't really had any screen... I mean, they had that... They were in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but they weren't...
Have they ever shared a screen time in a movie?
Yeah, in X-Men Origins Wolverine. They're in that
Oh,
lift.
sorry. A
They're
good
in that
movie?
lift.
A
No,
more
not,
recent
no,
movie.
not in a good movie, no.
I forgot
No.
they were actually in a movie together.
Yeah, because when we think of Wolverine versus Deadpool, we think of the
Yeah.
with the body. So.
And where he's using like archival footage for the Deadpool
Yeah,
2
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, or he's stapling Hugh Jackman to his face. And
Yes.
yeah. You know, talk about Linda. Who returns to the role of Sarah Connor at age 62 for the movie Terminator Dark Fate.
That's right.
Bearing in mind she turned it down before, she didn't want to do T3. She had voiceover in Terminator 4. She had like recordings that she left for John Connor.
Right. Okay.
So here's how it happened.
What happened in 5? It was Dark Fate 5. No, 5 is
Six.
Genesis. 5 is Amelia
Yeah.
Clark was Sarah Connor.
Yes,
in
correct.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Pick up
So
the grab
she didn't get much for the first Terminator, but for the second Terminator she got $1 million, and she got all buff and all of that, and it's an incredible performance. Which it's also I think is unfair because Arnold got $12 million for that.
Right.
Now,
And he
was
actually got fatter. You seen that guy?
It's ridiculous. But look, I also think I understand because he was the biggest star at the time.
Sure.
But she's
In the world, really.
in the world, yeah. But she's amazing in
Oh,
that
yeah,
movie.
definitely,
But I guess the other thing is she was married to James Cameron at the time,
Mhm.
so there would have been benefits to being married to James Cameron.
Get to go on a submarine.
Again, there's going to submarine, but also like you're sharing income.
That's true.
I hope so. At
Yeah.
least.
So she'd be getting that $1 million. She'd be like, oh, we're putting this in the joint bank account, are we?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Wow. Real drop in the ocean for Mr. Bloody James Cameron.
Well, it's very good, Mason. But the thing is as well,
I better go smoke some more.
rumors
The
that
place
he
is mine.
cheated
Better
on
watch
her in the
that.
late 90s. And then she got apparently $50 million in the divorce.
I see.
So she doesn't need to work,
Right.
right?
But also, it's funny if she is in a sequel to a movie that her husband made, but he's
Yeah.
not involved in any way, I guess.
No, he's involved in that quite a lot.
Dark Fate.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
apparently, Tim Miller's talking about the director was like, I didn't like the process of working on that because I felt
Okay.
we were just like kind of going up against each other.
Right.
Again, I think of the Terminator season, it's by far the best.
Well, what even after Terminator 2? Interesting take you've gone there. You've gone too far, Joe.
Well, I've said it.
That's
haven't
how
I?
your brain works.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's your taste and opinions.
Yeah. She also trained for a year. She's talking about how like I don't have any of the hormones that I used to have, so
Right.
it was much harder
Hey,
to
Sure.
get
look
into
over
shape.
there.
So I'm older. I think she's good in that movie as
Great,
well.
yeah.
But do you think she did it for money? I couldn't find a definitive figure on this either. I would say at the very least $5 million, if not
Right.
more.
She got that. You're saying she got $50 million in the divorce.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I wonder if.
She
So
has
was James Cameron on set for a significant?
I don't know
portion?
about that, but I know he
Right.
was heavily involved in crafting
Okay.
the story.
Right. I don't know. Maybe she was just in it for maybe she was just like, I want to put in a better performance than I did in the T2 or whatever, or T1.
Impossible. Let's think. Those are both incredible movies.
Maybe she was like, I want to put in a better performance than Amelia Clark did. T5.
You don't need to do any of that.
Maybe I wanted to put in a better performance than Claire Danes in T3, which was a different character, but still.
It's still
I
better
don't like Claire Danes, she said. I hated my so-called life, she said.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Bringing
That's
that,
true.
bringing that back as well. That show I didn't watch. There's also mentioned she's like,
Okay,
I'm
right.
done with this. I probably shouldn't have done it. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't think it's a good movie. It's missing something,
Okay.
and I don't want to do it again. And I don't think she will. I think Terminator.
I'm in their franchises.
If they continue the show in an animated thing or a live action
Right.
show, maybe she'll pop up.
Oh.
But as like they're never gonna I can't see anytime soon
Hmm.
taking a swing at Terminator like this, putting like $200 million into an R-rated Terminator
Let
sequel.
me pitch this to you, James, bearing in mind you cannot veto it for a variety of reasons.
Mhm.
Terminator babies.
And their babies are Terminators or they're terminating babies or both.
Oh, no, that's quite loaded now that I think about it.
Oh,
the idea of
we
terminating
can't
babies.
veto it, though,
That's
can
true.
we?
I'm going to say all the characters are babies.
Okay.
Some time travel incident has happened, so Arnold's a baby, he's a baby Terminator, and Linda Hamilton's a baby. And
The time travel turned him into a baby?
yes.
Okay,
yes.
but a robot baby.
Turned everybody into a baby, yes.
In the world.
Yeah. So Sarah Connor's a baby.
Would you prefer that they were toddlers so they can move?
It's like Muppet babies. It's like,
Okay,
so
yeah.
So she's like more of a toddler, but John Connor is smaller.
Okay,
She can
even
carry
smaller,
little
okay.
baby John Connor around. There's a baby Miles Dyson.
Okay.
There's a baby that psychiatrist who keeps coming around and getting shocked by the Terminator, giving him PTSD, and the
Gotcha,
cigarette
gotcha,
falls out of
yeah,
his
yeah.
mouth. But it's like a candy cigarette because
Okay.
he's a baby.
No, it's a real cigarette.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I need. I need honest feedback and not vetoes. This is how we get movie gold.
Are you saying Linda Hamilton would return for this? To
Yes.
DH her, like the movie Little Man.
Yeah.
The Wayans movie.
Because I snuck it into her contract for Dark Fate. I flew to America specifically. I tricked everyone. They all have to do it.
Terrific stuff. Anyway, I think it was partially money, but more like, sure.
Mm.
That's what it seems
The
like
baby
to me.
T1000, but he can only turn into little things.
Oh. like a set of blocks or something.
Yes.
Like one of those really things you push and they've got the balls in them and then they pop like popcorn. Yeah.
And there's a chase sequence and he's in one of those yellow Tonka trucks.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
Okay, I love all of that. There you go. Let's talk about Michael Keaton though.
Okay.
Who, of course, is returning in Batgirl, The Flash, and Aquaman 2. But also,
If any of those,
two of those.
they're definitely gone forever.
So,
And some have been deleted from servers. None of that's coming back.
Batgirl is dead.
Yes.
It seems for a while at the very least.
Some to all of his scenes might have been removed from Aquaman.
Because Ben Affleck is back.
Yeah.
And The Flash. There's a lot happening with The Flash, but I think it will be released, it seems, at this point.
Yeah, because
But
what
let's-
other options do they have?
Let's just wait
Yeah.
and see. It's too expensive to
Oh, there's
reshoot.
another bit of news from this week.
Yeah.
There's an animated series called Final Space, which is
Oh,
owned by
yeah,
Warner
yeah.
Brothers,
Colin Rogers,
and they've
yeah.
just he put out a statement. They've just like they've taken it off streaming or any place where they can contractually remove it from streaming. They're taking it off.
Yeah.
They're not gonna release any physical versions. It's just gone. I mean,
Ridiculous.
people can steal it.
I watched a
obviously.
few seasons of that. I thought I quite enjoyed it.
It got better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So he was paid $5 million for Batman.
Yes.
Original Batman. He was paid $11 million.
People were ropeable.
They were.
They were steaming.
They were steaming.
Yes. They were steaming, and they were spitting chips.
Oh, they have steamed chips in England, don't they?
Yes, that's right.
He was paid $11 million for Batman Returns. God, this is big money.
And for 3, he was offered
15
million. Okay.
But he turned it down. That was also because Burton was gone. He didn't want to do a Schumacher. He thought it was silly and whatever.
Yeah, right.
And so he just, and you know, he was never against it, but he was just like, that's not really, I'm not interested in this. So I think this is the challenge of doing it again, but they would have given him a lot of money to do these things that he's not anymore. Do you think they're going, we're killing the Keaton stuff now? We're not going back to that? You don't know yet.
Maybe. I mean, also,
No more to find here.
there is still time to replace him with Ben Affleck's Batman or Pattinson's Batman somehow. Like if it is crucial to the plot that the Flash meets a parallel universe Batman that isn't Affleck's Batman, they could do Pattinson Batman.
Yeah.
They could find another option.
But isn't it
Because they might be like, it's too confusing if we've got we have a maximum of 2 Batmans at any time, 2 Batsman, and we're gonna go with Pattinson and Affleck maybe.
Now, the reason also isn't that they put in Affleck is because this is potentially Aquaman 2, even though it's out in December of next year, could potentially happen before The Flash.
Maybe.
Depending on what happens with The Flash, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
But I don't know what's happening. He could still be in The Flash. It could be both Batman.
Yeah.
But that also might be confusing, depending on when this comes out.
Uh-huh.
We'll figure it out at some point. We'll have to come back to this. But anyway, I don't know. It's part of an ensemble. I don't know whether he would have... I don't think he's going to be getting a $15 million paycheck. Maybe collectively.
I feel like...
But like, his roles aren't big.
I feel at some point in the near future, Keaton will just tell us how much money he got paid. Like, he seems the kind of guy who'd be like, they gave me $10 million for this for 2 scenes.
I was like, yep.
Yeah, great.
Put it in my car.
Yeah.
A big bag of money in my car. Oh, car got stolen, did it? Okay.
Hell, this guy will roll with anything.
He's rich. It doesn't matter.
Did you like Birdman?
I did, but I paused it for some reason. Did you like it?
I did like it.
I need help. I'm bleeding out.
I heard Michael Keaton is going to get Warner Brothers to delete it because he hates you. That's what I heard.
No.
Mason, Sean
sense.
Connery, he returned to James Bond twice.
Oh!
I'm going to go through this. This one's interesting. The other ones weren't interesting. This is interesting.
Okay, great.
He got $16,000 for Dr. No,
Yes.
which...
We're talking spite. This I feel is unless you've got more up the pipe.
No.
This Connery I think is massive.
I think it's more spiteful than this. So they also, to be fair with Dr. No, they didn't know this was going to be switched.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And also $16,000. What year was Dr. No? I'll look it up.
62, I want to say.
Okay. I'm going to calculate it.
I was going to do the calculations, but I didn't.
62. You're right. So that's American dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, continue with your talks.
So he did it before, he never got the pay rise that he was after. But
He always felt like very hard to by
I mean, he was initially, but then everything kind of worked out for him. So then Lazenby did one.
Yes.
And because people hated Lazenby at the time, but just people have since come around on it. It also, the Lazenby one didn't do terribly commercially either. Like, it did okay.
Yeah.
But Lazenby also didn't sign on for more than one.
Yes,
More
that's right.
So So they went.
Hey, that's our George Lazenby you're talking about.
That's our moron.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
he's George Lazenby will say anything in an interview as well, by the way.
That's true.
Look up any interview with George Lazenby.
Yeah.
He's talking about all the Bond women he slept with at different conventions. Like,
What, like Bond girls or just fans?
no, women like who are now like to do the tours and
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
and he
right.
talks about it, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just having a great time.
Yeah. He's the very definition of Aussie lad.
Operation
Well, that's what he got the role. That's pretty much what happened. It never happened. So he came back to
Be
Darby.
on TikTok. The next George Lazenby is on TikTok.
Really?
Yes.
So he came back in the early 70s.
George Lazenby.
He did the hands. He did the hands,
I
everyone.
did the hands. It's true. I was like, what's a cool current reference?
Hands.
Yeah.
Over there.
He got 1 point.
Which, you know, George Crinsonby. Cringe.
It could turn
Yeah.
out that way. He
Yeah.
got $1.25 million. So that was like skipping a bunch of money.
Okay, now,
That still didn't sit well with him.
1962,
Yeah.
16 grand would be, in today's money, $156,000. So that's a lot of money, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
I mean, I think for the first one, it's
Yeah.
understandable.
They didn't know it was
Because they
going to
didn't
be
know.
big.
But from then on,
Yeah.
that's not an acceptable amount.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, obviously it launched his career, but also he launched the behemoth that is the James Bond franchise. It's like Siegel and Schuster creating Superman. They didn't know at the time, but
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
they wouldn't have any money without DC, but also DC wouldn't have their tentpole character. It's kind of the same thing.
That's right. Now, that 1.25 was a record
Yeah.
amount of money for the time. I think it was then beaten, like, obviously, since then, but like Brando, for example, Superman got a crazy amount of money. Never Say Never Again was then. Would you want to talk about how that's? We'll talk about
Oh
it
well,
before,
look,
but,
very, very briefly. Due to some teeny weeny idea theft on behalf of Ian Fleming, the creator of James Bond, a screenwriter named Kevin McClory gained the rights to make a James Bond movie, seemingly in perpetuity,
Yep.
based on the ideas he contributed to Ian Fleming's novel Thunderball, which
And the movie
Ian
They're
Fleming stole
keeping the island secure. These
the idea.
cheap points
And
about
so they
that
brought in
information
McClory
we
to
can
be a
use.
producer on Thunderball with the understanding, the agreement they came to was he would promise to not make a Bond movie for 10 years after that, thinking, I assume, well, if we let him make the movie he was envisioning in his head when he wrote the script for Thunderball, would stop wanting
He's not going
to
to make the movie Thunderball.
He won't make Thunderball again if we've gotten him to make Thunderball. But then, of course, they forgot, as we know, that Spite is a massive motivator.
Yeah.
So, like, 10 years passed. He's like, well, I'm making it again.
And he made it in
80s?
1983
Yeah.
when there was Roger Moore was Bond.
He competed with Octopussy, I think.
Yeah.
That year.
Sean Connery, he slapped that wig back on his head.
That's right.
And he ran back
And
out
he was
there.
Connery was originally going to be a producer on the movie,
Yeah.
I believe, and then they were like, well, we can't find a good Bond. And he's like, well, if you give me $6 million, I think it was.
It was $3 million.
$3 million? Okay, right.
Plus 15% of the gross.
That'll do it.
He
There we
did
go.
very well.
Yeah.
out of this.
And his wife at the time, I believe, coined the name Never Say Never Again.
Because he said never.
He said never again. Yeah, and she was like, Never Say Never Again.
Yeah. Also, it's rumored. Also, he actually reprised Bond one more time for a From Russia with Love video game
That's right.
in the mid-2000s. And the rumor is for his voice and likeness for that, he got $1 million.
Nice.
He's barely trying in that. And have you ever heard it? He's
I
just
haven't,
Scottish.
no.
He's just doing the, which is
Okay,
whatever.
right.
Like, he's a
Yeah,
million
yeah.
years old. Who cares?
Uh-huh.
Now, this, I feel, is the reason he came back in the 80s is for spite, definitely.
Yeah.
100% to ruin the Broccoli family or
Sure.
take a big swipe of them because he always held a grudge.
Yeah.
Apparently they made up when the Broccoli guy died at the end, but
Right,
I don't know
okay.
whether that's true. Also, that Broccoli thing is not true. People probably message you this week.
Pretty true.
But we talked about it last week. But in the 70s, he also had a series of flops.
Oh,
So
right.
he did The Man Who Would Be King. Like, some did okay.
Zardoz? Was that in the
Zardoz
70s?
was in there. Robin and Marion, and I think also did okay. Outland, which is kind of a low-key kind
Yeah,
of
we're talking about
sci-fi
High
movie.
Moon.
Yeah, High Moon. But it's apparently it's all right. But he didn't have a huge hit, and it was a bunch of duds. And so I think that was also a factor
Yeah.
in him coming back. But it's mostly Spike. Anyways, let's talk about Jamie Lee Curtis. Because she came back multiple times. She did
Oh,
two Halloween movies
Yeah.
initially. Maybe three. It was two, because three was Season of the Witch, right? Which was unrelated.
I think that was 4.
Yeah, I don't think you're right. It
Okay,
doesn't
great.
matter. Then she came back for H2O in the late 90s, and
Yeah.
then the new Halloween relaunch that they did. Did you drop something, Mason?
No, that was you.
So the original Halloween,
He who smelted his elters.
original Halloween, Mason,
Oh, yes.
8,000. That's an incredibly low budget movie. $8,000 for that movie where
Wow.
she's the lead, where nobody thought anything would happen. It's like the first slasher, so they're like, what
Yeah,
is this?
for sure,
It's
yeah,
not-
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Mm.
one of the early
It
ones.
could have been one of those things where they like relegated to like you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Like it would only be showed in like grotty cinemas or like people's basements or whatever.
Yeah.
As far as they knew, it could have been, you know. So.
Exactly. For the second
This
Halloween,
will
she got
help.
$100,000,
Ooh.
which is that's great. That's a huge improvement.
That is great.
Now for H2O, 97 or 98, she got $5
Meetings take
million.
place with an anti-change
What do you think she
top
came
tough
back?
lovely Abby.
$5 million, obviously.
Time to
get
Yes.
climbing.
Uh-huh.
She was big in the 90s, though.
Yeah.
Like it was weird because she was on Baywatch, but then she'd do like True Lies and this.
Was she?
Wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis in Baywatch?
No.
Is it that woman who looks like Jamie
I
Lee
think
Curtis?
there's a woman who looks like
Is
because
that
they had
the-
the Pamela Anderson and there was
You're absolutely
what
right.
they had in Baywatch is they had Pamela Anderson and they had Michael Knight, David Hasselhoff,
Yeah.
and then they also had on the team like people who actually looked like actual lifeguards.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis was not. She wasn't at all.
Did you Google was Jamie Lee Curtis in Baywatch?
And there's a big article on it.
Yeah,
so
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. So I guess she wasn't doing stuff. She was doing yoga commercials and then.
Yes.
Wow, that's a real egg on my face.
Find me a
Like
first
I
aid
said, I
here.
was joking.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, that makes sense. What do you how do you feel of that? But then she's killed in Halloween Resurrections, which is the sequel to that. She's barely in it, but she got $3 million for that appearance, if you recall correctly. And that one was purely a cash grab.
Right.
Because remember in the previous one, she chopped off Michael Myers' head with an axe. She's like, we're done.
Oh, but then it turned out it was a different guy. in the
Different
mask.
guy and whatever.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
Did we watch a bunch of these for something?
We watched H2O.
Yeah.
Halloween, the new one came out.
Maybe I went above and beyond and watched a bunch of them for no reason.
Reinforced
I know,
forces.
right?
I'm in danger of getting out
Now in
gun.
2018, she returned again for what is essentially a reboot.
Yeah. She probably did Halloween H20 to work with LL Cool J.
You think?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then what she got apparently estimated $5 million for the new one in 2018, and then, but I reckon she would have got a cut of it and whatever. The trilogy, so she's cleaning up. I don't know. I see her in press stuff, and she's like, this is the legacy and whatever. The characters.
So you've got in your research you also some big judge there.
I think I'm more like that last
You
one.
were like they were. Life, I
I just think that last one was like Halloween 2 was bad. So
Oh, yeah.
So that's why.
reckon. You're giving it
I
a no
don't
benefit
believe
of the
it.
doubt. Yeah. What if she was like, yeah, I'm back
And she
here.
made me look like a fool for that Baywatch thing.
Yeah, I'm here. Look, I'm here because I really respect the legacy of the franchise, and of course, you know, John Carpenter did absolute genius, but also, you know,
Hey,
obviously,
look.
this movie is bad.
Mm.
I just want everyone to know. I am a very good actor, but I could not lie about this movie is bad.
I mean, a good enough actor was Rich Sloan.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm fine. Don't make that up.
He does that. He says that. Have you seen the interviews of him going around?
Yeah, yeah.
Just tearing through people.
Well, I'm glad we aren't interviewing him right now.
Yeah. There's a where he says a wonderful thing happens every time they make a new Halloween movie. I put out my hand and they give me a check or whatever.
Right.
And there's the other one where someone's like, what happened? Escape from New York was great. What happened with Escape from LA? I think it's the fan question.
Yeah.
And he goes, fuck you.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
I love it. Mel Gibson,
Oh, Gibbo.
Lethal Weapon 4. I think
Ammo's not gonna
Ammo's
last.
not gonna last,
Okay.
doesn't he?
Meeting's
I mean, he's
being
doing
filmed
another
up in
one.
Bell
He's going to be
Tower.
directing the
Time
new
to
one
get
before
climbing.
Mama died.
Right.
They're all the same movie, and I don't like them very much.
Okay. Did you ever like them? You must have liked them at the time.
I didn't remember which ones I'd seen.
Right.
And then I watched them all, and I'm like, this is the same movie 4 times.
Except they get increasingly.
The hair gets worse.
The hair gets worse, and they get more family friendly. I feel as the
Yeah.
not much more, but
Yeah.
but there's less kind of man gonna shoot himself in a trailer stuff in
They
there.
fight Jet Li.
They
in
do
one of
fight
them.
Jet Li in 3 or possibly 4. Yes. Yes.
We cut the mullets over. Like his Murtaugh's family always get kidnapped.
That's true.
It's like literally the same
Sometimes
thing.
there's a bomb in a toilet. Yes.
Sometimes Chris Tucker is in them, sometimes Joe Pesci is in
Yeah.
them.
Sometimes there's a bomb in a toilet. Sometimes there's a toilet on a bomb.
That's right. Anyway, he got $25 million for Lethal Weapon 4. Now, I think he likes this character, and the reason I say this is because he estimated, I think he financed Passion of the
Damn.
Christ by
Still a
himself.
long
and
way
made
up to
it
the bell tower.
470
Better keep climbing.
Wow.
Mel Gibson is like beyond rich.
Yeah. So,
So-
he doesn't need to be doing anything.
Yeah.
Some of these.
And how much money is he making on Lethal Weapon 5? How much money is Lethal Weapon 5 going to make,
Great
realistically? Is that a $1 billion movie?
It's not $1 billion movie, but I mean.
Yeah, but it's
Maybe
not.
there's a bunch of dads out there who are like, oh, if there's another Lethal Weapon movie,
Yeah.
I'm going to jump on that.
I mean, so you will look like Mel Gibson. But
Sucks.
yes.
And he's not Australian.
Okay,
No, correct.
time to go.
But he's a pretty good director.
Oh, yeah.
So he could actually make a good Lethal Weapon movie. I don't know though. I don't see how
Yes.
you get back those two. You need a younger cast like
Yeah.
you did with Top Gun that people like,
Sure.
and that's really hard to do. I think Top Gun.
You need a complete precinct of police officers seeing great balls of fire.
no.
Oh, old-fashioned rock and roll. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
great.
I wanna
Okay,
know.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raised voices,
Kind of the same
locked
song.
room.
No.
Yeah.
That's got to be the meeting.
He also turned down Bond.
I need to
Gang.
find a way to get
He turned down. Apparently, I was reading up on this. He turned down. He was doing one of the Mad Maxes and he got
Right.
asked about Bond. He's like, "No, I don't do that shit."
I wonder also a factor in a lot of these might be.
And he saw Connery. That's why he's like, "Connery's." No, I don't
Yeah,
wanna
right.
do that. Yeah.
I wonder if he's like. I wonder if some of this one and perhaps some of the other ones kind of to cap off a legacy that started strong and went bad.
I don't think it's ever. I think the first one's like an okay buddy cop, thing, I
Right.
guess, because but then they can make.
I'm not necessarily talking about Gibson exclusively. I
Okay.
reckon maybe some of these they're like, okay,
Oh, definitely.
This'll
we,
be
okay,
very
we did a couple
useful.
of good ones and the rest were trash. But if I do this in the final one, oh, and I'm sure also, you know,
Should I put Stallone in this? I should have, right? For Rocky and
Oh.
Rambo. I didn't.
but we did it just then, so it's
yeah.
okay. I wonder if it's, you know, some of these people I'm sure would have been getting really good money, but maybe they didn't have any creative input into what they were doing.
Yeah.
Some do, some don't. Some, you know, force their way into the editing room or the writing room or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but I reckon some of them might have been like, well, I took $10 million for that movie, and I just went in and I took the paycheck, and it kind of sucked. And I wish, going back, I wish that I'd said, okay, maybe we change the character after.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah.
maybe they come back and they're like, okay, well now that we're in an era where I, the star, get a lot of say, I don't have to fight for it. It's just implied that I can go in
Yeah.
with my star power and tell people what to do. Now I can. This time there's going to be.
Do you want to talk about Daniel Craig then? Because I feel like you're talking.
Oh, I didn't even think about Daniel
Daniel
Craig.
Craig.
I didn't even think about Daniel Craig. But I mean, he's. Of course, do you have that
I
listed?
do
or?
They were
actually,
talking
okay.
nonsense.
So
Real-
I
real
said the
H
thing that he
magazine is
reluctantly
not
turns
serious.
on is every
Time
James
to
Bond
grab
film
one
more
and
than the
leave.
first one that he did.
Right.
So it's definitely a love-hate thing. So you got 3.2 million for Casino Royale, and I think that makes sense because that's a proven franchise.
Yes.
And even though he wasn't like a huge name,
He done layer cake.
he done Layer Cake, but it's implied that he's going to be doing it for a while.
Right,
So
sure,
you
sure.
don't want to lowball him in his first one, and then he's mad for the rest of it.
Oh, the Broccolis have
That's-
learned that
yeah,
lesson.
exactly.
Sure. They lowballed Connery. They lowballed the broccoli farmers.
Yeah, did they?
Yes.
That made up thing.
Yes.
Made up.
I'm down.
7.2 for
Need
Bond.
some help.
We got 20 million for Skyfall, 30 million for Spectre. He also said after Spectre, if you recall correctly, that he would kill himself if he did another
I do remember that, yes.
Said that, but then like he took that back and he was like, "I'm doing interviews all day, every day, like you know." And then I think though the reason he came back because he was again very rich at this point, and he'd done a bunch of other stuff where he'd made a bunch of money in
Visa commercials.
etc., and so forth. I think he came back for the reason that you said,
Yeah.
is because the previous one was bad and he wanted to end on a high.
Yeah.
And so I think,
Because you absolutely do not want I mean, ideally, you want all the movies you did in a franchise to be good. But
Well, that's not possible.
Need more
that's
bullets.
not possible. What the last thing you want is a good one to start with, and then the quality declines, or it's perceived that the quality declines all the way down. Because at least if the first one is great and the last one is great, people will go, well, you know, of varying quality, but boy, there's some real great ones.
No, where the first one is good, everything's terrible, and the last one is good.
Great question. I bet somebody out there knows.
Yeah.
I wish they were in the room with us, but they're not.
Anyways, you got 25
Roger
million.
Ebert, are you there?
Was he or the other guy
Should send
died?
more message.
What?
Damage, crack.
Gene Siskel died?
I better move.
That's true.
James is now Googling, did Gene Siskel die on the set of the Baywatch?
No, he was actually going to make that.
Feet
A long time
Let's
ago.
see how crack now.
Yeah.
All the officers involved are leaving me dead.
I don't want
Not
to
exactly settle, but should
Because
slow
you
down
wouldn't
and
understand
crack
the words I
crack.
would use, because they would contain more than 2 syllables.
Anyway, he also got a huge back end on...
Oh, I've seen his back end. I saw him coming out of that ocean.
Got all the information I need.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
This
I
does
think that one was
make
the
me
latest
solid
one,
for crack
but
cracking.
I think that was
Yeah.
like, let's do a good one for real. I was joking. Let's do a good one.
I'm not going to kill myself, guys. Don't worry about it. You think that this is some elaborate ruse where I'm going to come in and then we're going to film the whole movie?
All right, time to get off the island.
I'm going to shoot myself in the head with one of the prop guns, but actually I'm not. I was kidding when I said I was going to kill myself. Guys,
Yeah, but don't leave any.
don't leave it. For safety reasons, not because I'm going to shoot myself.
I also think...
As you can see here, I have my wife, Rachel Weisz, and my children here, and it would be very, very upsetting to them if I shot myself. They're going to be leaving.
Yeah.
But it's not. They're just here to
I've
inspect.
written them all like letters.
But taking
Yeah,
down
I'll
crack
open
cracking.
them later when I'm not around.
I also think he wanted to kill Bond so he would never come back.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
There's still ways to do it, but...
And people are still going to ask, do you regret killing your version of James Bond?
And do you want to come
But
back?
he 100%, like, he sat down with somebody. I bet he sat down with one of, because he had a lot of intentions and stuff. I bet he sat down with the screenwriters and went, what is the final, what is the end point of this character that will have people asking the fewest number of questions?
Yeah.
Oh, it's me getting absolutely annihilated? Well, then yes, let's go with that. Okay, cool.
I think you should have seen him disintegrate, like the skin come off his face.
Yeah,
and
maybe,
he's like at the end of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we if you just peels back all his skin and his bones, and we see his brain, and it's got like a royal seal on his brain. It's been branded in.
And they go, Q, we have any of James Bond's DNA in case cloning could ever happen in this universe, which we know it couldn't.
Yeah.
And Q says no. No, it's not in my brain, but I'm shooting myself just
That's
in
right.
case.
And then they pan over, and it's John Cleese. And he's like, I could clone him, actually. I'll clone him, and then we'll clone Bond. Don't worry about it.
But he can't clone Daniel Craig.
I don't know, man.
Mason, Kim Cattrall for Sex and the City 1 and 2.
Yes.
She got $7 million for the first movie.
Now, so is she reluctant to come back to the movie?
Not for the first one, I think, for the $7 million.
This is a very suggestible style topic, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Then she got $10 million for the second movie.
Okay.
That
Is this-
one was definitely reluctant. That was 100. These
What's the salary spread here? Who's getting Sarah
pretty
Jessica,
even now.
Sarah Jessica
I
Parker?
think Sarah
what's she
Jessica
get?
Parker was the highest,
Okay, right.
but it's even other than that.
Okay.
I think, besides and you got to all pay them relatively equally. But she doesn't like doing this or this character anymore,
Right,
or any of the people associated
Sure,
with this.
yeah.
Though Samantha is coming back in the next series of them just like that somehow.
She'll be a limousine will go past and a woman with a glove, like a gloved hand, will come out, and all the three remaining characters will be like, "Oh, that was definitely Samantha."
Now she's currently
She'll be killed in a cluster bomb explosion. A woman in a veil will be killed in a cluster bomb explosion,
Oh.
as all her skin comes off.
Now, they did that in Prison Break, and the woman came back
Ah.
in Prison Break.
Okay, right.
Now, everyone in Just Like That gets $1 million an episode,
Oh.
apparently, right?
Okay.
You're doing
sure.
9 or 10 a season, you're doing
Right.
very well. She doesn't need the money.
Yes.
Spite and hate and, like, just growing... I wouldn't even
Okay.
say, I think she's even past it. It meant she's not coming back.
But you're saying she is coming.
I maintain, and I've said this to Claire, because we did suggest it on the city.
Yes.
Our podcast. Even less successful, Mason.
Oh, that's great.
I still think she will do it at one point. There's a fraction. I should say a fraction.
Do you think it's not because she's going to mend her fences with Sarah Jessica Parker and everybody she doesn't like on that show, but out of some sort of spite, like it's some sort of
I think
you've groveled and now I'm going to do it because you groveled.
Maybe I think it
and there needs to be an element in the plot of the show to suggest I am back because you all groveled.
I think it might be like let's get a bit of light on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
let's
is
get
fine.
some sandwiches.
Let's
go to Katz's Deli. Get some sandwiches.
And mend some bridges. You know?
Sure, okay.
And it's a successful show in terms of like people watch it and stuff. Leonard Nimoy, Mason.
Oh yes.
You might know him as Spock.
I do.
He returned. Okay, so he has a complicated relationship with Spock. He definitely settled into it because
he had two autobiographies of which
1975,
both of which I've read.
Yep.
I'm not Spock, and then I.
put his heart into it.
Sure.
But he doesn't give a shit about Star
No.
Wars. Like that is, which is fine, which is very
Yeah.
evident
Here's the dichotomy: if he doesn't care about Star Wars, but he's going to put in a good performance
if you make him.
if you make him, sure, yeah. But he's not.
If you break his leg.
He feels like a guy who's not going to embarrass himself on screen. Like he's not going to be
No.
like he doesn't want the press to be like, oh, it just seems like he wasn't doing any effort.
Yeah, he really felt like he gave it his all. I will also say, if we're talking pure money, like monetary reasons, he did The Rise of Skywalker,
Yes.
AC, which would have been not very much, I'd imagine, maybe $1 million, but that was 100% money.
Yeah, right, sure.
I don't think he shaved or had a haircut.
Yeah,
I think his jacket was on backwards. Like it was, yeah. God bless him. He's a very interesting one. This is Robin Williams for the role of Aladdin.
Oh,
Sorry,
of course,
sorry,
yeah.
for the role of the genie in Aladdin.
Right, sure.
I am fading fast, but I am.
Well, that's all right
enjoying
because you
this.
only have 40 more of these to go. So, how many more do you have?
I've got 2, 3.
Is it 2 or is it 3?
Well, we did Daniel Craig.
Great.
So I moved it up.
Great.
So he recorded 30 hours of scripted and improv lines for Aladdin. I'm Jack Nicholson. R.I.P. Because he wanted to leave something wonderful behind for his kids. Now, as a result of this, $75,000. Normally, he asks for $8 million. That was his asking price at this time. He's a big star.
Yeah,
He was.
but in exchange, didn't you say something like
Nothing else
Yeah.
is
he had
fine.
some stipulations about not overly commercializing the character, right?
At all. So Robin Williams stipulated that this pay cut was in exchange for his voice not being included on the Aladdin merchandise, which they immediately broke. So he agreed then.
Oh, I'm Jack Nicholson. That's a handgun.
Oh,
It's an Aladdin-themed handgun.
oh, really? Up from the joke? He agreed. So he agreed to the deal, and then when the movie turned out to be a big. Oh, sorry. Then Disney said, was it Michael Eisner? I can't remember. Somebody terrible was in charge of Disney. Said he agreed to the deal, and then when the movie turned out to be a big hit, he didn't like the deal, which is not true because apparently then they sent the actor an apology in the form of a Pablo Picasso painting estimated at the time to be worth $1 million.
Wow.
So it was a self-portrait of the artist as Vincent van Gogh. Pick a lane, mate. What the fuck is that? Which apparently...
Grow up, Picasso. Grow up, mate.
Which apparently Robin Williams said clashed with his Wilder home decor.
Oh.
Now here's the thing. Dan Castellaneta,
Yes.
Homer Simpson,
Sure.
he voiced the genie in Aladdin 2,
Right.
directed DVD. But Robin Williams actually was approached for the role of the genie in Aladdin 3, which was also direct. It's not DVD, it's VHS. You know what I'm saying? It was a 90s.
Yes.
And he was offered not only an apology from John Roth from Disney for the breach of the agreement, but also $1 million. They also took his lines and threw out. They'd already got Dan Castellaneta, Homer Simpson, to do it already. So I think also did it in the TV show and just threw him out.
They threw him out in front of Dan.
Yeah.
No.
No. And you give us the money, but give us it back.
We're putting you in the grinders over boys.
This is a pretty short one, but Natalie Portman is Jane Foster. I don't know what she got paid for the original Thor, but Chris Hemsworth, we were talking about this earlier, he got paid between $150,000 to $220,000. I would say she probably got more.
Yeah.
Because she was famous at the time. She'd done V for Vendetta, obviously Star Wars. She was like a prestige actor as well.
Did she Black Swan or was that afterwards?
Black Swan was around then, I'm guessing,
yeah.
Apparently, though, for Love and Thunder, it's estimated, we don't know the hard numbers, it's between $1 and $1.2 million.
That seems
Which
low.
I don't think is
Because Hemsworth would have got
right?
like $20 million. For
Yeah,
that movie.
exactly.
And this is a very there would have been a lot of
She had to
wire work and
work out a lot for it.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I don't know. That's an estimated
I
one.
think maybe she did it for fun.
Maybe she did. It for fun.
Maybe she. I mean, it also wouldn't shock me if there are like actors out there who are just like, yeah, I charge $1 million a movie, whatever it is. I just like to do it for fun or
Shut
whatever.
up.
Or I've paid for my house and I don't need anything else. And $1 million for a couple of months' work is actually a lot of money. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Well, it depends on how hard you're working. You know.
It's true. Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So maybe a lot of people are like, $20 million too much.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe. Let's
But then again, the studio's not going to give that money to the poor, are they?
No.
They're going to give it to
Some
Hemsworth's.
jackass, yeah. Some prick. Let's end on Ben Affleck.
Okay, great.
He got apparently paid between $10 and $20 million for Batman v Superman, which makes sense. He was a hot and rising star at the time.
Tickets.
And he was big and back at the time, wasn't he?
Man, that's right.
He'd
cleaned up his act.
True.
He wasn't as greasy.
Not quite.
Or was he? He was greasy in a different way.
He had a big back tattoo.
Oh, that's right.
He probably got around the same for Justice League,
Right.
which was then released twice.
Uh-huh.
And then he agreed to appear in the Snyder Cut,
Mhm.
and then he disappeared forever. Except now he's back.
And he's
I
married to
don't have any
Jennifer,
numbers.
Lopez.
Lopez,
Again.
yeah. He's peak early 2000s
Yes.
Ben Affleck. He's doing
But he's
superhero
remained
movies.
his present-day oiliness.
He certainly has.
And his shininess, the shininess of his suits is at the minimum.
I would be very curious to know to what he's doing and what he's getting paid for. Because we don't know.
What are
at this
you
point.
doing, Ben
How
Affleck?
much money you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, show us your wallet now. What's in your wallet?
Do you think
What do rich people have in their wallets? They have cash?
it would be a black card, Mason?
Oh, it would be a black card, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you look at the petrol price and you just go, I don't even care.
That's right.
And then you'd get a servant to fill up your car, and then you'd
that's
crash
right.
it and do a cartwheel.
Yeah.
It's time to move.
So-
Also, the black card is so black that if you're not a celebrity, you look into it, you go blind. only celebrities can conceive of how much money it's worth.
What about podcasters?
No.
What about like Maron?
No, Marin couldn't look
You
at
don't
it.
think
I
he-
don't think. No, absolutely
He
not.
was in the nice guys. He was the snake, the good guys. He was a snake.
Yes, sure, okay, great.
He was a snake. I saw League of Super Pets. He's Lex Luthor in that.
Ben Affleck just said he made like
Yeah, but he's you know, isn't he?
the black hole is the black card is a vortex of death.
Can't find anything else.
Anyway, I thought this might be interesting for future reference.
Mhm.
Here's some actors who have said before that they're not going to return to a role.
Oh,
Arnold-
we should make a video about it and just list them all.
Yeah,
and
true.
leave it on the internet. And when these actors change their minds, we can get yelled at.
I would love that. Arnold said for the Predator multiple times.
Yes, that's right.
So he's nearly come back a few times. We've talked about it. He nearly came back for AVP for a cameo.
They came back for the Predator.
Yep, that's right. He nearly He's also returned as Dutch in video games.
Oh yeah, of
More
course.
recently. Johnny Depp said he's not going to do another Pirates movie. I don't think they're going to ask him to do a Pirates movie.
Yeah.
Also, stop making Pirates movies. They're bad.
Or wait a bit and
Oh yeah,
find-
and then just make a bunch of them.
make a bunch or make a good one.
I also
It's just
think,
that easy, folks. Just make a good one again.
yeah,
Remember the first one was good? Make that one again, but it's different, obviously.
yeah. Do it like Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
Do it like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I would definitely not rule out him coming back,
Yes.
but they need some distance.
Mm.
Yeah. Neve Campbell is not returning for the latest Scream.
Oh.
Scream? Queen. It's gone.
Hey guys, we're playing real games for real niggas. That's your bitch ass, whole face ass, nigga, you look like fucking Lincoln Clay. You type nigga look like Lincoln Clay. Sure fucking, sure Lincoln Clay ass, nigga, that's why you couldn't beat the level? Exactly. We just don't know what to do. You know exactly what to do, pussy. I know exactly what to do. Motherfucker over here. Shit. Let's go. That's alright. Booby trap. Leveling up, we're getting getting some skills. We getting some skills. We're getting them skills. Dante's getting them booty cheeks. Booty cheeks. Booty cheeks. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Do you have any Advil? No. Maybe you stop being a pussy. Maybe you stop being a puss. Maybe if you stop being a puss. You the type of nigga.
Trying to make a business of Pornhub and OnlyFans.
You the type of nigga to be on OnlyFans, shaking your dick. Shaking your dick on OnlyFans. It's you. Oh shit. They got their hand. They got their hand a real nigga. Still, pussy. Fucking pussy, man. Yeah, I shot him. The trap I set a trap on him, like, you kill somebody, you can put a bomb on them, but you have to kill him. You can put a trap on this dude, so when they walk by, they're like, oh, whose body is that? They get blown the fuck up, they get off my nuts. We're in here, baby, we're in. Shit. Take a nap, pussy. Take a nap, pussy.
Okay. Meeting's being held beneath the bell tower. Time to get climbing.
Since you was going to Ross or something, but
I'm scared of me.
Nothing else.
Kill him, yeah. Booby trap his ass. They call him Dante J. What are you gonna get?
Whatever's in the freezer.
No?
No.
Get some fucking fish sticks and go sit down, pussy.
Oh, fish sticks and tater tots? Oh, yeah, taters.
Said you didn't eat anything, grandma's.
Yeah.
Said all you ate was noodles.
I ate some stuff.
Said all you ate, no, you said all you ate was noodles, pussy. Oh, I forgot to eat tater tots. And I forgot the 8 bags of chips. And I forgot.
With some chili and some cheese. Yeah.
Fathead asshole.
So Kool-Aid drinking heavy ass.
You're fucking, nigga, you are Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid jammer.
You are a Kool-Aid jammer.
Kool-Aid jammer. Don't go come here.
Got him. Whoops. true.
Match fixed wheel.
What?
Match fixed wheel. Yeah.
No.
Doggo. Doggo. I'll try to pit the and we talk to Doggo. It's okay.
Shit, what do we want? How do I get up the goddamn?
Ah, damn. That's still a long way up to the bell tower. Better keep climbing.
Please don't twist my dog. Yeah. Pussies. Yeah, pussies. Yeah, pussies. Tell Uncle Adolph I said suck a dick. Cause I'm out here. Shut your fucking honey bun deluxe ass.
Just your extra iced honey bun again.
Looking like a motherfucking cream donut. Shut up,
cream corn.
Look like cream pie.
You are cream pie.
They call you Mr. Cream
They call
Pie.
you apple pie.
They call you Boston Cream Pie. Fuck.
Pumpkin seed if you hit it once.
Locked room.
Maybe.
I need to find a way in. You never know where the body can be hiding.
I cannot get the scratchers.
They were talking in circles. The real information I need is in those dossiers. Time to grab one and leave.
They call him Dante,
That's like
yeah.
Master Honeybun.
Nigga, they call you
Nacho cheese.
They call you MC Nacho Booty
They
Cheeks.
call you Oblivion NPC honey buns.
Nigga, if you don't get your fucking
Doggo
Trey Flocka looking ass. Aw, come on! Fucking bullshit. Come with the bullshit. Come with the bullshit. Come with the bullshit. Who else wants to come with their bullshit? I'm down. I'm down. No, I'm down, bro. I'm down. You won. You got me. You got me, big dog. You win. You got this one, big dog. You got this one. That's you, big dog. That's you, big dog. Just walk away. Just walk away, yeah. Just walk away. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you good. I'm gonna fuck you real good. Unpause and resume. I'm gonna fuck you real good, sir.
Again.
You should have. Pause again. Yeah, you should have fucking killed me, bitch.
No more to find here.
You should have fucking killed me, bitch. Alright, I was just about to fucking say it. Alright, here we go. Coming in the door. Put the shit on the door. Like the shit on quick style. I'm coming in this motherfucker. And I'm blasting. Just heal up a little bit. There we go. Boom!
One less officer. That's solid. Should send more. Feet down. Let's see how old Kraken does now. All the officers involved with the meeting are dead. Not exactly subtle, but should slow down whatever Kraken is. Information I need. If this dossier will make for solid proof of Kraken. Alright, time to get off the island and start taking down Kraken.
Fuck right there. Don't do it to the dog.
What, baby?
Not pay my dog.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing,
Once I got sick food. Beat this game, take this back, trade these games in, give me another game. Dante will be like, oh, can we play? And I'll be like, fuck you, Dante. You can play a game called Shut the Fuck Up.
You can play a game called Honeygrounds.
Play a game called Suck a Dick, and be like, I already played.
Called Dick
I
Simulator.
already played that game.
Shut up, Dick Simulator.
Shut your fucking Five Nights at Freddy looking ass up.
Sims 2.
Nigga, you look like an NPC from fucking Oblivion. You need to get the fuck out of my face. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, they got me. I'm Oscar Mike. Hello? Hello? How are you? Guten Tag. Guten Tag. I just come to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. My German brothers, I just came to talk to you. Coming through, pussies. Either fucking get in line or get out of the fucking way. I'm coming through. Sir, I said I'm coming through. You better try harder than that, because I'm fucking gone. Come on. Come on, there we go, got him. Alright, keep pushing. Keep pushing, almost there. Just keep pushing, I'm almost there. Almost there, just gotta eat. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. Oh shit, I'm almost there. Just gotta keep Pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Almost there. Shit. 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 Fuck it. Let's go, pussy. Alright, got him. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're almost there. We're almost out of here. Let's go. Run straight to the fucking exit. Alright. Slow it down, slow it down, simmer down now. Fucking bullets. That's all.
This'll come in very useful.
Shit. Almost out of here! Damn! Come on! Keep running! Get on the fucking boat! Let's go. Doggo Moose. He is Moosum of Doggo. He's a Doggo Moose. R3O Doggo here.
Fab executed successful infiltration and expo of Beaumont Sandy.
Doggo face. You got a doggo face. You trying to bite me? You trying to bite me? No, don't you bite nobody. You biting me? Hey, you biting somebody? I'll go, come sit down. Soft point ammo.
Can we just put it right here? Yeah, let's go. Okay.